Alright, so I've been back on Amazon again, and this is not an unboxing because when it arrived, the kids were here and it was sent in a bubble mailer, so I did not waste any time waiting for it to be on video. So we're going to do the video now. I've not turned it on. I have charged it, but I've not turned it on. This is a Spirited Green PSP. I picked this up off Amazon for a very reasonable price. I want to say it was like $120. This is a PSP 3000. I believe it is a Japan model. I'm not 100% sure. The Spirited Green was a limited edition over here that was sold with Metal Gear. In Japan, it was just a straight run color by itself. It is charged. Or it was charged. So I charged it, I did not make sure that it worked. So let's see. It came with a very unofficial power brick. This was not a prime shipping one. Got an orange light. Okay, so I have power. January 1st, 2011. Okay. Circle is enter, so it is a Japan version. It does work. No power on the battery. And it immediately shuts down if I unplug it. So, we may need a battery. I can live with that. See, I have a MotorStorm Arctic Edge. Let's see if it reads. I can hear it spinning. Hey, UMD. What firmware are we on? Yeah, it's actually kind of cool. I haven't looked at it. I don't have a memory card. There's no memory card in it. Extras, X-Radar Portable. There's no application available for this software. Comic Reader, no application available. Oh. It says there's a 4-digit passcode. You want to cancel? Yes. Oh, because they keep me indexed up. System settings, P649. Nickname P649, we are on 660. I don't see an option. Did they even have parental security? Change password. Fortunately, it's 0000, but it does not look like it gives me the option to remove it. Parental control off. Internet browser start control. No parental controls, that's the main thing that I want to see. Okay, I can live with all that. Okay. Let's make sure it actually reads. Sounds like it. Oh yeah, we're good. Awesome. Cool. I love that these are region free. Prices on the US versions, the last few years, I've probably seen one PSP and one Vita in the last 2 years, like just sitting available for sale. Prices on eBay have started to go up, but you can still get them pretty reasonable, actually on Amazon. Buy the Japan versions. The US versions don't have as many colors, and honestly they're oftentimes more expensive. The only difference you're going to see between the two is the cross and circle swapped on the J versions. But yeah, we're good. No, I don't have a memory stick. Cool. Steer, boost, accelerate, awesome. No, it's working. We're good. That's awesome. There's one scratch on the front of it. Otherwise, this is a clean system. I don't know why I keep thinking L&R. And remember when MotorStorm was the big thing? MotorStorm and Mod Nation Racers, man, those were, oops. Yeah, I died, okay. Those were a big thing back in the day. PS3 was built on Resistance, Little Big Planet, Mod Nation. Oops. That looked like it hurt. And then when MotorStorm came out, like it was a big deal. It's really too bad, between Microsoft having the year head start and Sony having their $599 US price tag, they just had such a disadvantage. But even then, you just imagine, yeah, I'm pretty sure this battery's shot. You just imagine how differently that entire generation would have gone if the 360 had had HD DVD in the unit at launch, or if the PS3 had, or even if PS3 had 256 megs of RAM. Like, we forget that. PS3 had 256 megs of RAM. 360 only had 512 because of Gears of War. If they had even had 2 gigs of RAM, how much more 2 gigs of RAM and an HD DVD or Blu-ray drive in the 360, and we may not have seen the Xbox One for another few years. Like, that generation could have gone even longer. And, now everything's still, development cycles are so long. I really think Microsoft's working towards integrating Xbox into Windows. It does not make sense for them to make another console in the future with how much development times are. The console will be through its life cycle before you can really even get AAA games made for it. I mean, look at Elder Scrolls 6. We're already at almost 10 years. Well, no. Skyrim released 11/11/11, so yeah, we're about 10 years since they announced 6, because I remember it was going to be on Xbox One, and then they said no, it's not going to be, it'll be on the next system, and now they're saying it's not going to be on the Series X and the PlayStation 5, it'll be on the system after that. Now, my theory for a while now has been that Microsoft decided to upgrade Windows, because remember, Windows 10 was supposed to be it. They weren't going to do anymore. I think they decided that they were going to start integrating Xbox into Windows so that your computer is your Xbox, and they needed to make some changes to the kernel, and that's how we got 11, and that's how we're going to get 12. And I think at some point they won't be able to do like a Windows X because Apple will block that, obviously, but I think we're going to see Xbox mode in Windows. So if you put Xbox mode in, and you think about it, if Microsoft like dual kernels it so that you put your computer in Xbox mode and it has direct access to the hardware, you don't have all the extra underlayers of Windows and all your background processes, and you get the absolute most out of your hardware. A lot of gaming PCs without that overhead would be able to be equal to a next-gen console. It does not take that much, especially if you have like Windows 13 Xbox Edition or something, to where the system requirements, as long as your PC meets these minimum requirements, the games can scale to play on it. It makes more sense for them than to continue to crank out consoles as the development life cycle continues to get longer and longer and longer. You cannot run a console with just Madden and sports games coming out every year and Call of Duty. You can't run a console with 5 to 7 year development times. Like that doesn't work. You also can't run a software business saying that your game's going to come out for 10 years and be able to hold that level of anticipation for that long. It just doesn't work that way. We've seen it time and time again. So it'll be interesting to see where they go, especially with the SSD technology coming to PC and with Gen 5 SSDs coming in, that direct storage technology, because that's where the difference is. But the console has direct access to the hardware. The PC, the games have to go through the Windows layer to get direct access to hardware, and even then they don't always get direct access. So being able to give that direct hardware access would really make a big difference. And security is an issue and all that, but again, Windows 11, you have to have trusted computing and you have to have secure boot and all that, and it just seems like the logical step to where they're headed. And logically, I think we might get a PlayStation 6. I don't think we'll see a 7th generation PlayStation. It just makes more sense for them to continue moving their stuff to PC, which we've even seen that slowly. I don't see Microsoft and Sony staying in the console market. And of course, Nintendo is their own thing. They don't need to compete on that level because Microsoft and Sony cannot touch what Nintendo can do. But I think if we had a console, if Nintendo made a console with PS5 level specs and running with the Xbox network that could play games from all three manufacturers, that would be as close to ideal as we would probably ever get. That is unlikely to happen. Nintendo will not play with hardware that new, but Nintendo also makes the most reliable hardware, and they always have. Their online just needs to really show up. So we'll see what happens with the Direct, see if we get anything Switch 2, see if we get anything. There's Pokemon Direct coming up soon. We'll see what we get up for this fall, but excuse me, it's gonna be very interesting. So thank you for watching. Really awesome PSP, and we'll see you next time.